Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. In this video I want to talk about Double Experience Weekend and the Orthen Digsite. So when you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax and enjoy. So let's start by talking about the Double Experience Weekend coming up. Again, as usual, this will be a Double Experience Weekend Live, aka extended version, meaning you have 48 hours of Double Experience Weekend time you can use up at whatever pace. It will run from November the 6th to November the 16th, and there are some changes. As Archaeology's grace period is over, you can now use lamps, bonus experience, and it is also included in Double Experience Extended, or Double Experience Weekend Live, or, it's Double Experience. I'm not entirely sure why they call it a live, but that's what it is. Now, just like with Invention, Double Experience works slightly differently with Archaeology. First of all, your base precision will be doubled, meaning you'll be getting more materials and more artifacts per hour. This will in turn increase your experience per hour. Your base experience from screening soil and excavating itself will also be doubled. However, experience from tomes, handing in T-Rex or pylon fragments, mysteries, and restoring artifacts, the big one, are not doubled. Now that I think of it, I do think they did this because they didn't want Summoning 2.0, meaning that people farm untradeable items. In Summoning's case, it's charms. In Archaeology's case, it will be artifacts, and then only really train the skill on Double Experience Weekend. So you would blast out the entire skill during Double Experience Weekend because double artifact XP is massive. So I guess that's their thinking. I'm not entirely sure, but I assume that's the reason. Other than that, this will just be another Double Experience event, and if you're curious about details or you want a guide, I'll link mine in the description below. The only really important thing that has changed since that video is that you can actually pause your Double Experience timer. It's really nice if you just want to go bossing for a little bit and continue skilling later. Also, plug talks coming in. If you haven't followed me on Instagram already, feel free to by using the link in the description below. If you don't know what I look like, that's a good way to find out, because I don't use a face cam when streaming and I don't do IRL videos. Now let's talk a little bit about the Orthen Digsite. Now, I obviously didn't make a video straight away because I was working on a video with Jagex, which I'll link in the description below, as when this video goes live, it should also be live. Now, as for my opinion about the Orthen Digsite, I think it's a great expansion or addition to the Archaeology skill, because the higher your level is, the longer the levels take, and having some variety between those level gaps is really, really good. Trust me, if you've trained Archaeology past level 90, you'll understand what I mean. Variety in terms of the dig sites, hopping around and stuff, that's great stuff. The areas look absolutely fantastic and are honestly some of the best looking areas in the entirety of Runescape, including all the newer areas that have come with recent updates over the last few years. The art team or the designers of these areas are just hats off to them. Incredible work. As for the rewards, there was a hefty chunk of rewards for such an update, being extra monolith power, 150 monolith power, which I'll touch upon in just a second, 3 new relic powers, 2 skilling offhands, and 5 new potions. As for the potions, some of them are, they're a nice addition to the game, but nothing too crazy. Like the power burst of opportunity for mining, sure, I guess it's cool. It's good for mining, not too interesting. Holy Aggro Overload, I guess you could save some inventory space. This will be the potion of choice for mid-tier Slayer tasks. Summoning Renewal, good for PVM. Archaeology Potion, good for Archaeology. Spirit Attraction Potion, good for AFK gathering skills using the Grace of the Elves. Something else I personally liked as well about the update about the potions is the recipes. These recipes are tradable and are obtained after combining 4 fragments you can find. These fragments themselves are not tradable, but the potions themselves are tradable. Meaning that if you want to make the potions yourself, possibly cheaper, you have to get the recipe, which then kind of maybe makes the recipes hold value. And, at the end of the day, it might not be a money-making method in the future, but it does add some form of extra money being able to be gained through the Archaeology skill. I like the way they introduced the potions this way, and I think they should do this with future updates as well. As for the relic powers, the Soma one isn't that interesting to me because it's simply for archaeology. Kaladanda is pretty interesting, though it has a requirement of 108 archaeology, 105 if it's boostable, which notes, ashes and bones. I will make a video on this as soon as I'm able to unlock and use it. As for Evil Bob's Cat's Paw, it's really cool because you can catch cooked fish. I did make a video on this and it will be coming up tomorrow. As for the skilling-offhands, which do actually take some time to create, which I also mentioned in the video I did with Jagex, the rewards are useful, of course, sure, the bonuses are nice, although I expected a little more from these skilling-offhands. Just a little bit more. But then you could argue saying they're fairly easy to obtain, they're level 102 archaeology to create, they're not that expensive to create, about 12.5 mil each. At least that's what they cost a friend of mine to make, being Plebshot. Honestly, I'll just see if they add more of these in the future with different types of bonuses. Right now, these would probably only be used post 99 by people going for 120 for those tiny extra buffs. As for the monolith power increase being 150, I was surprised to see it locked behind 120 archaeology, which is a hefty requirement. Sure, 99 120 is just as fast as 1 to 99 or something like that. It's still a grind, and you could say if you want to have the most monolith power and you want that quality of life relic with the other two good PVM relics or something else, you have to grind, you have to, be the max level, and rightfully so. That is a very fair reasoning. However, I just expected it to be like 109, 111 archaeology, something in between. Because if you look at Herblore for a second, the Elder Overload salves, being the best overloads in the game, are locked behind 107 Herblore. So 107 Herblore for the best PVM potion in the game. If you want to have the monolith power, you need to max out archaeology. Now Herblore is way faster than archaeology, and it's only locked behind 107. I'm saying only, for some people it's a lot of course, but you can boost Herblore by more levels, meaning you can get access to those Elder Overload salves way sooner than that monolith energy. And yes, again, you can also say you don't need to get that extra monolith energy, and that's right, I probably even won't go for it just because it's 120 archaeology, and I'm not interested in training the skill that far beyond 99. I'd rather just go back to PVM. But it's just something I feel would have fit better at a lower archaeology level. And that's just my personal opinion, I'm not speaking for anyone else. Feel free to disagree with me and start a discussion in the comments as to why it should or shouldn't be at level 120 archaeology, as I'm curious to your arguments to that topic. But yeah, overall a very good update. I'm very positive about the update. I'm not saying that just because I work with Jagex on the video. I genuinely like this update, even though I might not be that interested in the archaeology skill. Heck, I even just like the teleportation system because I can get to venomous dinosaurs faster than before by simply teleporting to a nearby dig site location and walking to my Slayer task. Now, this update might not have been as relevant for the Steam players, but the upcoming Double Experience event will be, as a lot of those new players that may or may not have membership, even if they don't have membership, free-to-play gets 20% bonus experience, I believe. They will find a lot of use out of that extra XP. Anyways, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it interesting, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.